Hey everyone, we're Moose and Bugs, aka Don and Samantha. Welcome to Serbia. You might remember this part of the Balkans as Yugoslavia, the last communist stronghold of Eastern Europe. Serbia and neighboring Montenegro were actually the final two member states before Yugoslavia completely dissolved in 2006. In the more distant past, Serbia was once part of the Roman Empire and later under Ottoman control, leaving modern Serbia with an interesting mix of Ottoman, Roman, and brutalist style architecture. The clock tower you see here was built in 1750, and locally it's often called Pijani Sat, which means drunk clock because the timepiece is temperature sensitive, so the time fluctuates with changes in the temperature. And if you look at it closely, so the minute hand and the hour hand are reversed, but that was done by design so fishermen on the Danube River could actually read the time from a distance. We're now in Novi Sad, visiting Petrovaradin Fortress. The contemporary structure you see is a Baroque bastion fort that was built in the late 17th century, but there have been structures on this site since the Bronze Age, and earlier Neolithic settlements as well. There's actually almost 10 miles of underground tunnels and catacombs here. The scale and unique shape of the fort is best appreciated with an aerial view. You could get lost here for hours. You can wander anywhere through tunnels, through the ramparts all around. We didn't run into a single soul doing it.
What? Oh, what happened? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Huh. There's an ancient fortress that's been reabandoned again in modern times. Of course, Sam's managed to find animals. Hey, pony.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he is. Here, would you hold this for a sec?
He's gonna bite you.
Yeah, probably. He's a pony. You gonna bite me? You gonna bite me, pony, huh? Yeah.
He's so happy.
Yeah, I think they only know you didn't pet a horse in Hungary.
Yes, I did.
You did? Oh, you sure did at the fortress. Those giant
I have
horses.
pet a horse in every country.
Yeah, you have. You have.
This was Liberty Bridge. Now it's officially called Most Slobode in Serbian, which translates into Freedom Bridge. I mentioned earlier this was part of Yugoslavia, and in 1999 NATO bombed Novasad as well as Belgrade and several other locations. And believe it or not, this unassuming bridge was a target and blown up on April 3rd, 1999. I think this is interesting. The Serbian language is digraphic, meaning they have two alphabets in use, one using Latin characters and the other using Cyrillic. This sign is just an easy way to visualize that. A short bus ride south along the Danube River brings you to Belgrade, the largest city and the capital of Serbia. Filled with hidden alleys and large pedestrian promenades, its gritty urban exterior hides cafes with warm people and great food. The impressive Belgrade Fortress on the confluence of the Danube and the Sava River and the newly constructed Cathedral St. Sava, with over 320 tons of mosaic on the ceiling, most of which contains 24-karat gold leaf sandwiched between glass. Be sure to take a ride on the vintage street dramas and visit one of their great green bazaars with local, colorful produce.
još jednu, 200 grama, to je 100 dinara.
Što?
100.
Što? 100.
Hvala.
This is the site of the former state-owned radio television of Serbia. A NATO missile destroyed this building on April 23, 1999, killing 16 civilian employees. NATO maintained that it was a military target used to spread propaganda for the Milosevic regime, but that feeling was not universal. It's another somber reminder that the real victims of war aren't the enemy, but ordinary people. A 4-hour bus ride south will bring you to Nish, the largest city in southern Serbia, near both the Bulgarian and Macedonian borders. We learned that about 18 Roman emperors were born in what is now modern-day Serbia, and in the year 272 CE, Emperor Constantine the Great was born here in Nish, and today the international airport bears his name. Nish has small-town vibes and charm while maintaining a great free bus system. There's a fortress, local trails on both the Nishava River and climbing into the nearby mountains, and of course, more markets. There's even an Ottoman Tower of Skulls and a Nazi concentration camp, and we'll visit those now.
Maybe another door. So in 1809, it was the first Serbian uprising, and they were surrounded on the top of a small hill here, and they knew that the Ottomans were going to capture them. So instead of being captured, the Serbian captain decided to blow up the powder magazine in the middle of the military encampment, killing all of them and also some of the attacking Ottomans. But afterwards, this is what the Turks did with the skulls of the Serbian rebels. They made this horrific tower.
Okay, here we have the skull of the alleged man who lit the wick and blew up the troops. I'm not going to say his name because I'll mess it up.
Yeah, I believe it's Stevan Sinjalic. Right. If anybody else knows Serbian, maybe you'd know. We're about to visit Red Cross concentration camp. It's a Nazi concentration camp that was here in Nish. Feels like our destinations here in Nish have kind of gone down like a dark tourism path, but I think you've got to see these things. They're important. But over 30,000 Jewish people were imprisoned here during World War II, and over 10,000 were executed.
My final thoughts on Serbia? It's a beautiful country with European cities, but with their own Ottoman flair and communist relics from a bygone era. The geography in northern Serbia was reminiscent of the American Midwest and becomes more mountainous as you head further south towards Macedonia. The cuisine is a unique pork-heavy fusion of Hungarian, Turkish, and Greek that makes Serbian food both delicious and substantial. Maybe consider a trip to Novasad, Belgrade, or Nish the next time you're in the Balkans. Happy travels and thanks for watching. Until next time, everyone.
Some to Serbia.